What up? What up? It's your boy Marco from Upside Down Studios. It is What the Fuck Wednesday. How y'all doing, everybody out there in this new year? Second week of the second Wednesday of the new year. We coming live with you tonight. We freestyling. We just gonna bring the folks in today. First off, local comedian around here. Y'all might know him from I don't know, Sesame Street, the Welfare Line, maybe a disabled parking spot or some shit like that. My boy D.D. Smith.
What's up? Do I look like motherfucking Grover?
Yeah, you do. You fucking do. You said you weren't human, you was an alien.
Whenever, Oscar.
I got an Oscar suit. I got two of them now. I got one with the trash can and one without the trash can.
I do not doubt that whatsoever.
No, it's the truth. What up, Dave? And
Dave.
At least we got motherfucking Greg in the house on the 3s and 4s.
What up, y'all?
And we may be visited from our foreign correspondent, Dino, the genetic marvel. He is currently packing his shit to go to LA. I don't know why. Make sure you take some extra shoes. Don't step in no people shit. And all that stuff. What's up, Megan? How y'all fine gentlemen doing tonight?
What's up, Megan? I am fucking spectacular. How about you, buddy?
I ain't met Spectacular. Is she a new stripper?
Oh, dude, let me tell you. She does a hippity hop with my pippity pop.
I seen the chick. She's 3 foot tall. She has to do a hippity hop to get on anything.
Dude, I figured 3 feet, 3 inches, perfect match.
La shit ain't good. Yeah, la shit ain't no good down in LA. La shit. Now I'm stoned. I said it la shit instead of LA.
Yeah, you did. That's why I was like, what the fuck did he say?
La shit. Well, I seen the little A, so you see big L, little A is lots, not LA.
So you're a French faggot, is what you're saying.
Or he is.
No,
but I bet Dave American. What's been up with you, Greg?
Same old shit every day, just living the American dream.
Shit, that shit died 3.5 years ago.
No, I work, pay taxes, and I'm living the American dream.
Smoking weed in public now, yeah.
Speaking of the American dream, so you see that shit that's going on in New York right now?
Oh, you talking about the one with the school?
Yeah. How about you? Did you hear anything about the schools in New York?
This is my thing, all right? They get out of school for one day so they can put the immigrants in there for the day to stay warm. They can stay home. Dude, it's like a fucking snow day. What is the big deal?
What the fuck did you read?
Right, yeah. What the hell's going on with these schools?
No, there is no more school for the kids over in that area of New York because they're using that school as a hotel for these fucking illegals. That's the fuck I'm saying. It ain't a snow day. It's a COVID fucking quarantine pretty much again. All the kids are going remotely to school because these people, these New Yorkers, these governors in New York, remember when they got all over fucking talking shit about Trump and saying, no, let the illegals come. We're sanctuary cities. We're sanctuary. Yeah. So now, once again, our kids have to suffer for these fucked up policies. Yeah, kids got to do homeschooling now because they're using their schools as a fucking hotel pretty much. After the fucking illegals already ruined God knows how many high-class hotels right now turned into pretty much projects. And the owners of the places can't do a fucking thing about it because the government is making them do it. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. And they started doing that shit in Chicago way before New York got the idea. And the fucking people in Chicago are pissed. Like, they're tired of this shit. But yet nobody, they don't give a fuck about what Americans think about. They just bring them in. The people in Chicago are actually bitching that they're not giving out work permits to these illegals quick enough. How many of our people ain't working? How many?
Yeah, but that percentage is because they don't want to.
Not necessarily.
No, and that number is because people don't want to work. You gotta remember, the work ethic in people now in this generation ain't nothing like it was when we were.
Oh yeah,
Does
you're
that
absolutely
exist
right.
for real? Like now?
But I mean, even so, I mean, it doesn't matter. There's ain't no fucking way, because once you get, and it started with when we were talking about how do they pay rent. They give them fucking free shit.
I want free shit.
You know what you do? You go to fucking Mexico, renounce your citizenship to America, and then you come back across the border and they'll give you whatever the fuck you want.
Dude, I can't walk down the motherfucking driveway, let alone across the fucking border. What are you saying here?
You can drive.
No.
You stick you up on top of a little burrito and fucking slap it on the ass, and you're in Arizona in 2 hours.
I know I'm pretty. Whatever.
At this point, I'm surprised they don't have like little roach coaches along the fucking the border. Like, orale, come over here, have a taco before you cross the river.
How the hell are they getting across now? They got freaking barbed wire on the river and shit.
No. Check this shit out. The fucking Biden's DOJ and Biden himself is condoning this, is suing the state of Texas, Governor Abbott in the state of Texas, and they are sending military people to cut down all the barbed wire and take down all the fucking fences and everything that Governor Abbott put up.
I would dump gasoline down that motherfucking river and light it on fire.
Oh no, then you had a Native American snapping because you're fucking up the groundwater. It's a sacred river. Just speaking of, that's a good intro into some other bullshit that I've seen. So supposedly, the NASA, or I don't know what government entity is doing this, but is shooting the remains of Abraham Lincoln, JFK, a couple other presidents, and some other celebrities in a missile or a rocket or some shit to the moon to be buried in the moon.
Why?
Good question. But if that ain't the silly part of the story. That ain't the silly part of the story. Because first of all, we supposedly not on the moon. We already know. I mean, I don't know why people keep ignoring it, but the Asians have been on the moon. They up there fucking growing cotton and shit on the dark side of the moon, no less. So there ain't no fucking mystery there. The Asians know what's going on. But the silly shit is we keep telling everybody that we can't get back to the moon, that we ain't on the moon, but we gonna send these fucking people to the moon to supposedly get buried. Who the fuck is burying them on the moon, first of all? If we can't get there, who's burying them? The Asians?
Probably.
So, anyways, that ain't the fuck of it. The Native American nation, there's a coalition of Native American tribes in America fucking getting together and suing the government to stop this because the moon is sacred to the Native Americans, and that's making the moon a dump site.
I mean, it kind of is.
Like it ain't already been done. I mean, I believe the Indians more than I believe the bullshit that they're feeding us from NASA. I will give them that. But I mean, the Indians had to throw their foot back in the game. They had to figure out something else. They was like, the black people had got it for a quick minute and took the eyes off the nation. They had it for a minute. When Trump did the whole Mount Rushmore shit, Native Americans was back in the fucking news. And then all of a sudden it was the summer of love. The black folks took it over. Now we got the brown people and coming through the border. And then that's getting overshadowed by so the Native Americans had to throw their little tomahawk back in the fucking mix. Which I'd rather deal with that. If anybody's supposed to be getting reparations or anything else, it's them first. I mean, if we doing anything about anything of the past, which I think is all bullshit, but if we going to, start, amending sins, don't you think we should start with the very, very first one here, the Native Americans? Just pick a tribe,
No, their blood's too muddy now. How would you prove? I got Indian in my background.
Nobody's talking about what you did at the gay bar.
Dude, I already told you I'm a fucking alien. I wasn't really there.
And for the people out there, we're talking about slot, not dot, casino Indians.
Wow. Wow. Fucking wow.
You said their blood was muddy. That was worse. That totally took the words out of my mouth. I was like, whoa. That's like 50s racism right there. That's real deal. That's hate. What I spew is
I was born in America. That's it. Who the hell knows what the hell happened before me? Who the hell knows what caused me?
And since we hitting on the whole
petri dish.
And speaking of the whole Native American thing, man, I've seen a few of them, and I've heard about it before, but now there's more and more evidence, like concrete evidence, showing that black folks was here in America way before any white folks, even way before the Vikings. Like, there wasn't no fucking little Amish pilgrim peoples coming across. None of that, none of the chicken flu or whatever the fuck they was putting out on the blankets, none of that. Black folks was here first. So, and there's a lot of evidence of that first started down in Lovelock Caverns, and I believe it's Lovelock Caverns, down in the Grand Canyon. You gotta hear about the tunnels that are in the Grand Canyon with all the citadels and temples and shit from like Egypt and the Buddhist shit and all that. So like a whole bunch of different religions. Well, now there's more evidence of black folks being here, and I mentioned it. Now that it's more evidence that black folks were in America. Doesn't that kind of switch up the whole rules of the game now? All these years that white folks have been called colonizers, and white folks brought the black folks here to America. They never wanted to be here, and all the murder and the land grabbing and just think about the ramifications of the truth of that whole matter. And then I had one friend of mine post under it. Well, they might have been here first, but there was none of this land grab. Wait a minute. First of all, we got to look at history. Where did these black folks come from? They came from Egypt. They came from Ethiopia. They came from strong kingdoms in Africa and in the Middle East. They were wealthy enough and powerful enough to have their own ships to bring people over here.
Why didn't they just?
You gonna tell me that they didn't start conquering lands? You gonna tell me they didn't start making slaves of the natives just like they did their own people? Because they all did it. I'm not saying the black folks are the only ones that did it. You know, white folks did it, the brown folks did it, the gingers did it. They all did it. It is what it is. It is what it is. But you know, you can't deny the fact, like all of a sudden, you know, because y'all, you know, facts came out that y'all was the same as everybody you down. Doesn't that make everything equal now?
No. You can't.
Why? It's the truth.
Because the truth, I don't know what the truth is.
And then I had another person post under it, that, you know, it's my white slavery part of my white Ricanisms. I had to put him in check because, you know, there is no really white blood that runs through Puerto Ricans, like real true Puerto Ricans. That's Native American, because the Taino tribes not only were on the island, but they were here in Florida and shit like that too, and Spanish. So again, that goes back to my whole question of, I don't even know why black folks don't like white folks when the Spanish folks was the ones pushing the slaves. It's like the drug being mad at the fiend and not the dealer. I don't get it. But yeah, any thoughts, guys?
You're talking to two white guys about how black people feel about slavery, which I'm not quite in touch with.
Right.
I mean, I'm Irish, but I don't know any of them motherfuckers in my time.
And that's kind of my point. I mean, you know, now that when facts come out and people start denying or start going, well, okay, well, now, well, and then you know how politics goes. Well, if you find out that you just did the same thing that you did, then shit just gets swept under the rug. Then sweep it the fuck under the rug. So it's done. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if white folks colonized America first, do you think the Incans and the Mayans and the Aztecs would have been red, dark-skinned? No, they would have been Puerto Rican-y colored, and there would have been white folks all over the fucking America to begin with. There wouldn't have been no more fucking Indians or nothing like that. People don't get that. Like, you just, if black folks was the original peoples, you know, and I'm going towards, you know, our history and theirs. Black folks was the original people. Adam and Eve were black. That shit happened over in the fucking Middle East or Africa. All that shit. That's all Africa pretty much. And so we starting from there. Just look at that. You know, brown or red will come way before white. Unless you get you an albino, and that's not too, you know, that don't happen too often.
Those only happen when it's like brother and sister sex.
What'd you say? Black folks get albino, white folks get retarded kids?
Something like that.
Ooh, that's a toss-up.
Wow. Don't we live in a system of slavery anyway now? It's just more civilized without chains.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the whole welfare system. If you look at the welfare system right now and you compare it to what slavery was back in the day, it's the same shit. You know, you pretty much, you have your own, you get paid education, but it was government education. You have to do, you know, you have to do what thou wilt, or what the government says. You have to work for your food stamps, but it's not, you know, even though you're not getting paid for what you're worth, you're still getting your food stamps or whatever, but they keep you on the government tip because you need that food stamps. You got your government housing, you know, you got the slave quarters. You know, they pretty much keep the people in the hood dumbed down. I mean, now they're doing it just at America, period. But, you know, back in the day, they kept people in the hood dumbed down. You keep them educated or uneducated and stupid. They keep coming. They stay on the fucking government tit. And then, you know, what happened back in the day? If you fucked up in the field, you got your ass whooped. What happens over here? You fuck up in the hood, cops come and beat your ass. I mean, it's you're right. You know, we're living in slavery.
Civilized slavery. If you want to call it that.
They traded fucking whips for EBT cards.
Fair. And tasers.
No, white folks get the taser. Don't tase me, bro. Dude, speaking of fucked up fucking speeches, I guess Joe Biden did a speech. I don't know where the fuck it was, maybe in Iowa, somewhere around there. And they had, like, and it was just a few little. They looked like little college kids. There was a couple brown girls, a little white dude, and two white dudes. They look like, no lie, to see the look on these little white dudes' faces, because they're college kids. You can tell it. You can see. They're like, dude, we just want to fuck. We just want to fuck. We didn't want to do this. This was supposed to be the third date. But they went to this Joe Biden speech, front row. I love these. And started, Joe Biden said something about coming towards the light and freedom and all this other horse shit and just talking shit about Trump. And the girl's like, well, if you believe in that, then why don't you sign the ceasefire for Gaza? And he's like, what? And, you know, this whole bullshit about Joe Biden fucking being senile or don't know what he's doing or being not cognitive or whatever the fuck, that's bullshit. That's a big game. That's going to be his way out if he gets caught up in anything. I got dementia. My husband got dementia. My daddy got dementia. What you gonna do?
Hunter got dementia.
That's his out. But no, that man is straight. He's straight on his wits because he had a little back and forth with the girl, and he was like, no, let her talk. And as he's saying that, you can tell the look that he's giving the Secret Service, and they swarmed on these fucking kids, told them to leave. And again, like the one white kid is like this. He's instantly hands was up, like he came from the hood or real near the hood. Like he knew hands was up. The girls were still running their mouth. The one in the little white boy in the front is just like, I just wanted to get laid. Just because you know them kids got detained. Pickleback. Do you know them kids got detained? Them kids, them girls probably ran their fucking mouth. And them girls probably thought that they were white. The boys probably made it home. They called their parents, you know, dad, Fufu and Nashaja. They started acting the fool. And can you pick me and Brad up? Me and Brad need to ride home, please. I don't know about them. Call Khalifa and tell the people at the Arab store to come pick their daughters up.
I just can't. Oh, I can't.
It's exaggerated, but I mean, really look at our world and our country. Am I wrong? Is that a wrong fucking, you know, the story is made up. The story is made up.
It goes back to the slavery deal.
Huh?
It's all they got. They have the way they want you to learn. They have the way that you want you to work. How much you're going to make. How much you're going to spend. Keep all the slave owners happy. All the oil owners, all the oil producers, all the fucking electric companies.
There ain't no more oil producers anymore. You know what? There was a lot of shit talked when we were kids and coming up about the oil barons and the Bushes and the this and that. And this was all about oil. And we were bombing the Middle East over oil. Flash forward now. We're broke as fuck. America looks like shit. We ain't got no more fucking oil because nobody wants to give it to us. We're going over to electric, which is all, dude, I watched a fucking Senate hearing. Dude, everything everything that comes for the electric cars or whatever the fuck, it all comes from China. It all comes from China. Even the shit that's coming out of Mexico goes to China and then comes to us. Like, even down to the fucking microprocessors and the diodes on the fucking circuit boards, dude, all comes from fucking China.
So what you're saying is we're going to be slave owned to China.
What I'm saying is get a horse. Get a horse. That's why I've been noticing a lot more Amish people out, and I'm thinking I'm knowing why now. I'm for real. I'm thinking I'm knowing why. They ain't Amish. They just said, fuck the cars. I'm going to get a horse. Like, no lie. I was at the gas station up in Kinsman, and not the fucking country Kinsman, like up on 7. And fucking the dude pulled up. I seen him like carrying like a Amish buggy type deal. I was thinking they bought it for like the front yard or whatever, like decoration. Here, he strapped his fucking horse to the dumpster and he was bringing the buggy around. I don't know what the fuck he was grabbing, but
it's like a Subaru dealer and shit.
Hey. I don't know what kind of horse and buggy you getting, Greg.
A big one. A lot of horsepower.
I can see Greg. Greg's gonna have 2. I know my boy. He's gonna have the Clydesdale with the like a 4-seater fucking carriage, and it's gonna have a bunch of fucking lights under the bottom of it. It's gonna be dropped. So every time, and it's gonna have to have a cover because it's gonna be dropped. So every time they walk, the fucking Clydesdale's gonna shit on the top. It's gonna have to fucking get scooped away with a banging system on it. And then he's going to have a little small fucking horse, like a really, really fast horse with no goddamn saddle and just holding on to his hair, running down the fucking free. That's going to be his crotch rocket.
Don't forget to get a drove to mute or mow.
Oh, yeah.
Will you leave the Greeks alone?
That's my goat. That's the goat's to call one. That's my one deer goat. The one deer goat. Nothing eats your yard like a one deer. That's fucking great. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to resort to that. I mean, best believe if it's one of my boys or my dog, me and my dog is eating one of my boys. We won't eat the penis, though. That's against the guy rules.
Lying ass.
No, you don't eat the penis. Well, I might feed to them. Oh, dude. Didn't I ever tell you about fucking horse balls and the dogs?
No.
Dude. The guy's so traumatized on it. I talked about it on stage a couple times. People didn't find it very fucking amusing. But I worked at this fucking farm for a quick minute. Up here, you know where the palace is, right?
Yeah.
Across the street from there's a farm. And wait a second.
No, that's a big church now.
Oh, okay. Where did that come from? And why are you bringing it into the studio? Not in the middle of my show. Now, man, take this. The fuck? And cover your ass crack. Jesus. Motherfuck. Yeah, across the street. No, way up from you down by the church. Way up from, like, if you go maybe a quarter mile.
By the Purple Cat?
Across the street from that, yeah. Like directly across the street from that. There's a farm there. It's a horse breeding farm and a vet back there. Well, I used to work back there.
You were the stud?
No. But I've seen enough. But no, I was just a farmhand. I mean, I didn't have to work there. I just wanted to. I wanted to get out the house, and I like animals, you know. So the head farmhand, you know, calls me to come help him the one day. He's like, help, we got to get this stall out for the vet. for the doc so he could, take care of it or whatever. Like, bye. So we went into the stall and fucking beautiful horse and big ass horse. And the doc had these two huge Great Pyrenees dogs. Like, you ever see them fucking things? Damn things are almost as big as the fucking horses. Fucking white, gorgeous dogs. But they're like on the side of this horse, on each side, like dead man walking. Like, we're taking this horse to the electric chair or something. And it fucked me up. So, we brought it over by the one part of the stable, and there was like a hay circle down there. We had to put the horse down on his side. And I'm like, so what the fuck are we doing with this horse? Like, what's going on with the horse? And here, the doc said he was castrating the horse. So, excuse me?
No longer a stud.
The fucking horse looks at me like, oh, you fucking piece of shit. Like, I felt like I lost my guy card right there. Like, his balls were bigger than mine, man. I mean, fuck. Dude, doc fucking laid him down, gave him his anesthetic or whatever. And it wasn't even like anesthetic on the balls. It was like just to calm him down. Like, if I was going to have that shit done, I want my balls numb. Like, I don't want, I want you to be able to punch me in the dick and me not feel it. That's what I'm talking. Dude, he cut this fucking sack open. And he's like showing me and the farmhand, like, we gonna fucking do this ourselves one day. Which vein you gotta cut and which this and that. Dude, snip, he popped that motherfucker out and like he held it like I don't even know he held it like he has a ball in his hand. And he fucking tossed it to the fucking dog. The dog jumped up like fucking Free Willy. Grabbed that goddamn ball and started dude, I almost puked right there. Right there, I almost lost it. And then he popped in because he did it one at a time. He gave the other one to the other dog, and they're fucking following I was like, you dirty motherfuckers, you knew he was gonna do this. You knew he was gonna do. They knew they was waiting for them balls. They thought they probably fucking fucked with that poor horse the whole night before. Like, we gonna eat them nuts. We got them nuts, motherfucker. We gonna eat. Oh my God. Oh. Look, speaking of nuts, wait a minute. We're 3 minutes late. Wait a minute. What it was? Let's see. Is it this one? Huh? No, that was not it. All right. Kind of like the background music. It was a little festive.
Right.
It sounded like rubber chicken porn to me.
Yeah. I had a tranny one somewhere around here.
A tranny chicken?
Yeah, it was a rooster, but it had tits and it had a fucking dress on.
Oh my God, Marco.
It didn't have no squeak though. He had a squeak removed. They do that when they're transitioning.
Oh my God, Marco. How many years have you been doing this?
Oh, there it goes, right there. Look. That's a training rooster. Look, he even got the gobblers the balls under the throat, right there.
Fucking cock sucking chicken.
And look, no squeaky at all. No squeaky at all. Got ass. This is the only one of my chickens that got an ass.
I'm not gonna ask. Because I really don't want to know.
And it's got an arm like you. I never just noticed that. Look at the chicken arm.
What do you mean an arm like me, motherfucker?
Oh, fuck. All right, Mr. Alien. Well, why's your people down in fucking Florida in the mall?
What the fuck are you talking about? Oh. That's some bullshit. I mean, it wasn't real.
I kind of figured that myself. Like when I saw, first of all, you know, they came to the mall. They went to the mall. You know, E.T. and Glip Glop, you know, they all had to get some Nikes and some Tims because they about to hit the playoff games and you know the coming up and all that shit. That at the mall. Yeah, I honestly think. And everybody said they were like 10 foot. You know, what if they were just? What if we got it all fucked up and they were just Dominicans and they were illegal aliens? Or what's down there? Cubans. Cubans. Do they still come across on the fucking on the box lids and shit like that?
Oh my god. No, Marco, they don't. No,
Look, you know, you got the fucking Mexicans and the Asians coming across, you know, the Rio Grande, which I don't understand that either. If there's any illegals fucking watching this somewhere, I need to know. I need to fucking know. All right, so that whole border is like that long, like that long, and all of it, like right here, it's got a wall. That's about it. Over here is some water. Why the fuck aren't you going around the water? That don't even make sense to me. Why the fuck are you going through the and I remember back in the day, they used to make fun of that little crossing and say it was only like knee high, if that. I don't understand how now all of a sudden it's like people drowning and shit in there. I think we're being lied to, but you know, given the benefit of the doubt, why are you even hitting the water?
You could drown in a teaspoon of water.
We're not talking about you in your first fucking time some dude nutted in your throat.
Jesus Christ. You don't have to talk about it. I'm very open about these things. Don't have an issue with it.
Yeah, your borders are always open, they say. Always open.
That's right. Eat them up, suck them down, baby.
Look, you can have a Didi taco.
Oh, Jesus.
Ugh. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, when I saw that little bit of video, I'm thinking, like me and Greg was talking about, I'm thinking, you ever see them, I don't know if it's China or Japan, they got the malls and they got them holograms with the, like, it looks like a dinosaur that's coming over the top of the mall, or if you walk over a certain spot and it looks like a shark is coming up to get you and shit. I feel like somebody was testing some shit out like that and it scared the fuck out of a bunch of people.
They don't got Radio Shack no more. So where the hell did this stuff come from?
Dude, that technology, I mean, more and more, just in stupid shit, I've noticed the accessibility to technology has become so great now. Like the shit that we thought was some big shit back in the day, like a few years ago, is now something that you could buy at Walmart. Like I remember not even 10 years ago when we were trying to get projectors and screens and shit together, or even green screens, you know, that was like finding gold somewhere. Now I've actually seen fucking drop down projector screens and all that shit for like $30 at Walmart the other day. 120-inch ones you just stick on the wall. They got little remotes and shit that drops down. You know, back in the day to have a 50-inch TV was like you were God. Now you can buy a 50-inch TV on the street for $100. No, flat screen smart, you know? I mean, and it just shows you how far the technology has got, like, you know, and that's just within the past 5 years, not even 5-10 years.
And that doesn't mean it's getting any better.
Oh no, I don't think the technology is getting better. It's just more accessible. Because best believe I'm sitting in front of two big one's I think a 50-inch and one's maybe a 40-inch, and the one I've had for maybe a year or two. And all of a sudden, it just starts turning off by itself. just out of nowhere, it just shuts down. I mean, I remember when a TV, my mom still has my grandpa's fucking old, what is it? What do they call it? The ones that floor model TV.
Console?
With the wood on the side and all that shit. What?
Consoles.
Yeah, and we were like I was the remote control. There was and the remote control was called a fucking clicker. Remember get the clicker?
Yes.
And if you lost the clicker, that was your ass. You know, and then I remember when my grandpa worked in the steel mill, so you know he had a little bit more money than anybody else in the family, so he had the first floor model with the digital screen. And actually, you didn't have to turn the knob or nothing like that.
I remember the fucking remotes being like that big, and they had like all they had was a back and forth button. It would just make the thing spin around, the knob spin around on the damn TV.
I remember Vice Grips on the channel changer. Yeah, you remember Vice Grips on the channel changer?
Sure do.
That's definitely a Youngstown thing, for real.
And not even
Vice
the
Grips and a
ones
piece
either.
of.
Not
Nope,
even the
you had
little Vice Grips. It was the big mother.
Oh, that was another thing that was gold back in the day. If you found you a tiny pair of Vice Grips, and you got to watch because your mama would take them off the TV to go turn the knob on the stove.
Uh-huh.
And then you try to take it off, like, there's my show coming on. I'm cooking dinner, damn it.
You get the hell out of here, boy.
Yep. Hell yeah. The coat hanger fucking antenna.
That coat hanger was an ass whooper, too.
I remember, man, everybody, like, you got to do the shape. You had to have the shape right for it. You know, I remember motherfuckers used to have like aluminum foil wrapped around the fuck around the antenna. They was making the first satellite dishes and shit. They stick a pencil in the middle of it. It's the good old days. When the internet wasn't right in nobody's mind.
Fuck no.
The coat hanger is a multi-tool. Fucking A.
It was an ass whooper. It was a channel cut. Get in her. It was also in the border.
You get into your car or get out of a fucking child support payment.
Asshole. But it's funny. It's funny.
Just say, man. You brought it up.
I know I did. And there's a reason for it, because I know
you can't bring me to the pool and not expect me to jump in, motherfucker.
I'm saying, no matter what, if the craziest shit I could possibly come up with in my head, Marco, you will add to it and make it 10 times better. I love it.
Let's see how Greg what Greg thinks of this whole joke, the new joke that I came up with on the fly earlier while I was on the shitter.
Okay.
So you ever notice that in Jewish porn nobody ever runs a train?
No.
You don't get it? Just a train. Auschwitz. Jews. Huh? Auschwitz train. Jews.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. Gonna have to work on it for the people who don't know Jew jokes.
Right.
For the un-Jewy people.
Do the pregnant one. That one's better.
Do you ever think that a pregnant Jewish girl ever says she has one in the oven?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe you got to start with that one first.
Yeah, that one definitely better.
Never hear a pregnant Jewish girl say she has one in the oven. And matter of fact, you never hear him talking about running a train in Jewish porn.
And one problem out of another?
Yeah,
I think that was said to something else. Or
he'll tell us in a minute.
What?
I said he'll tell us in a minute.
Ugh. So, what you think that fucking whole alien thing was, man? Because now that I've seen that, there's a pilot that just said that he saw a 30-foot UFO triangle thing in the air. What was that, yesterday or today? You think that's just a bunch of distraction from the Epstein bullshit?
Why is that such a big fucking deal compared to?
Because it's gonna out a lot of motherfucking people. That's why.
Yeah, and it's child trafficking. It's child molestation.
We all know how fucked up all these motherfuckers are.
Mm-hmm.
Just put the motherfuckers in jail. We don't got to broadcast it. Just fucking line them up, put them in jail.
Well, see, that's America though. We have the right. Yeah, I want to know if I find out somebody's accusing me of some shit. I want to know. I want to clear my name. Fuck that. You ain't gonna put no shit like that, especially like that on me.
Yeah, but if they had to have gone over Bill Clinton at least fucking 185,000 times. Dude is like 100 years old.
And he's still probably getting his dick sucked.
We know he's a fucking pervert. He was a pervert in office.
I voted for him because he got his dick sucked. Not by no child, though.
Yeah,
that's a big difference.
Again,
I honestly think the reason why it's getting swept under the rug so quickly now, none of the other names that nobody really gives a fuck is because they pretty much prove, and they still try to put his name on it, and they still got his picture every time they talk about it. But they found out that Trump didn't, ain't no part of that fuckery. They dug and they dug and they dug. They even said Trump was John Doe's 174 or some shit like that. They even in the questioning of the documents, because I fucking watch a show that goes over all the documents. Even in the like you sure you didn't see Trump? You sure you didn't see Trump? You didn't talk to Trump? You didn't have no emails, no communication? Are you sure? She's like, no.
But that's what I'm trying to say. They're trying to fucking discredit him so that it's just a crock of shit. It's all a big fucking crock.
What kills me though is that girl fucking straight up said that she massaged, like, what is that, Matt Groening, whatever, the head of the writer for Simpsons. Yeah. She talked about how smelly he was and all that. She talked about Prince Andrew's massages. She talked about a whole bunch and then there's another, I guess, the girl who did the bookkeeping or whatever. Uh-huh. Like the one who scheduled the appointments for the so-called massages. Yeah, apparently she's coming out with all her fucking little shit, but she wants immunity, she wants protection, all that shit. But she's smart. Because now it ain't just the list and it ain't just the flight log. We know right then and there, oh, you were fucking a kidding. 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 You were. And not only were they fucking the kids, they were procuring these fucking kids from all over the fucking world. I mean, now there's another side to that though. That I mean, it still don't make it right. But I mean, if you honestly sit back and look at all this, and we talked about this before on one of the older shows when this first happened, when he was still alive. The only people who said anything, who blew the so-called whistle, were American. And the reason why that's the significance is there was a lot of young girls taken from like Africa. There was a lot from Africa. A lot of these third world countries where at 10, 11, 12, you're fucking your grandpa, you're fucking your brother, you're fucking your uncle. If you get it, like in Africa, man, if you have an education, you're worth less cattle than you are with it. Like if you got an education, if you went to school, you don't get, your fucking 12 goats and a fucking a bull or whatever for your daughter, you might get you 12 goats, but you ain't getting your bull. Nobody wants to educate a girl there. And pretty much they're sold into marriage out there. And whether you like it or not, to old men, you know, they could be 60, 70 years old or whatever, you know, and your daughter is like 10, 11, and they allow it. They allow it. And that's just in one part, you know, it gets just as bad in other parts of the world where they're gathering these young kids from. Now, just think about this. I mean, and I'm not condoning it and I'm not saying it's right, but just think about this. If somebody comes up to you and now you know this is your future as a young girl, you know what your future is. You're either going to be sold off for cattle or you're going to end up fucking your family and being pretty much indoctrinated into an AIDS culture. If somebody comes up to you and says, hey, I will give you food, you will get a shower, you will have the finest clothes, you will live in mansions, you will live on an island, you will be fully educated, you will have a position in a company, no matter what you're doing, is to have a position in your company. And all you got to do, instead of fucking your dad and your brother and your grandpa and your uncle, you have to fuck this one or two old white dudes. What are you going to pick? I think I'd have my ass on the plane to the island.
We know you would, Marco. We know you.
Are you going to tell me you'd sit there and fuck your uncle?
Oh, I'm not an uncle fucker per se.
I'm just, you know, my whole point is, you know, nobody ever really looks at the other side of it. Nobody's saying it was right, but them kids definitely got put in a better position than they were in the long run.
See, you can spin just about anything any way you want to. I mean, look at like early 1900s. Everybody got married younger. Everybody, it was normal.
I understand that, but my point is, you know, nobody really, everybody says this was so bad. And so I'm going on what you're saying. You know, why does anybody care? Everybody says this is so bad or whatever. But if you come down to brass tacks and, you know, what was going on in the circumstances, then you realize that, you know, us as Americans, as entitled Americans, look at it as, fuck, that's some sick fucking bullshit. But somebody who's over fucking seas, you know, with flies on their face, maybe eating once a week, is like, fuck yeah, I'll go fuck that old fucking rich man. Just for a fucking biscuit, dude. That's just like the Weinstein thing. You know, they think Harvey Weinstein is this big, gross rapist, this and that. Now, we all know, as grown-ass men, and as, you know, this ain't new shit. This ain't the 30s and 40s. California and Hollywood didn't just get created. We all know that especially for a female, guys too now, but especially for a female, if you want to make it anywhere in Hollywood, you fucking. You got a cock in your mouth. You doing whoever, whatever, when they tell you to do it. You all know. You know, it ain't right, but you fucking know. You chose that path. You knew you was going to eventually have a cock in your mouth. That was it. But now they fucking went after Weinstein, saying he forced himself on these girls and this and that. No, he gave the girls a choice. And not only did he give them women choices, but they stayed with him. And they admitted to be his girlfriend. And there was tapes stating, oh, I just don't like, you know, feeling like I'm not the only one, this and that. But when he cut them off, all of a sudden, now he forced himself on them. For 3 years, bitch? For 3 years. You was living with him. Your name is on the towels. But he was forcing himself. No, he cut you the fuck off because you was fucking some young kid. But Weinstein because they needed a scapegoat. They needed a distraction. So he's this big rapist and boom, you know, and that old man is in jail. Ron Jeremy. How the fuck Ron Jeremy is in jail for fucking rape and sexual assault when he was doing his job? when he was doing his motherfucking job.
That
bitch got paid. He got paid. He didn't know her. All he knew is his dick had to be hard. That was it. Especially in his later days. You know, Ron didn't even fucking stroke. The girls was just like sliding up and down like they were going down the fucking pole by steps. I mean, but Ron Jeremy is in jail for sexual assault and rape. And it wasn't even like, you know, he got drunk and was, you know, at a bar and he went at somebody, or he fucking was in an alley or went to, you know, no, he was performing, he was being filmed, and all of a sudden some shit went off with the chick and the fucking company, and he was the one who took the brunt.
Society in general is fucking ridiculous. Everybody's got to be in somebody else's business, whether it be good or bad. It's however they want to spin it, and whoever spun it first is the one that ends up ahead.
I'm not a fan of the spin, but I look at both sides. You know, I don't just take my information from one side or the other. You know, then you become this biased person.
No, you know, you're right. I get that.
And my guys know down at the studio, especially like if I see some shit about Donald Trump that's good, I look at everybody who hates him. I look at all the news channel that hates him. Why, you know, or if they say so, I don't look at anything that's good towards my candidate or whatever, because that means y'all ain't watching. Or y'all ain't doing something, y'all covering something up, because y'all usually talking shit about this man. And then, you know, I figured out, you know, and the bullshit, the biggest eye-opener to me was when the chick tried to take the fucking microphone off of the one, I think it was a CNN reporter. And he kind of, you know, he didn't hit her or nothing. He just kind of yanked the fucking mic. You know, he was talking to the president. And CNN acted like it didn't happen. They totally said it didn't happen. It was a bunch of lies. Fox made it sound like they beat the fuck out of that dude or that girl. I'm like, and this was like minutes after I watched it live. And he was just like, you know, he didn't hit her. He just, you know, snatched the mic away. And I mean, he had the mic in his hand. She went to grab it. So he didn't even snatch it from her. He just like pulled his hand closer to himself. And I'm like, after I seen that, I'm like, dude, I wasn't even in the room and I saw it live and that didn't happen that way. Y'all motherfuckers was in the room. You say it didn't happen. You said that she should be filing assault charges. What? So I mainly stick to outsider news, like people that don't give a fuck about us. Like the Australians, they don't give a fuck. Oh, I love when they post about America. The Australians just, they'll be like, look at these idiots. The fucking Indians, the Dot Indians don't care neither. They'll post whatever. The BBC done got kind of commercialized, and Al Jazeera got commercialized like a motherfucker. But I mean, what can you do? Especially in Al Jazeera, they're rubbing two rocks together to get a signal. So, wow. Hey, litter box, it is what it is. Don't let it fool you though. The litter box is an amazing place. We only get to see the rubble, and it looks like just somebody dumped a box of fucking Legos out, you know, and that's Gaza, you know. But if you look at Dubai, if you look at fucking Abu Dhabi, if you look at some of them, and the litter box is littered with fucking gorgeous places. Indoor fucking mountains to go skiing, fucking zoos and shit. They just now banned having like tigers and stuff as pets. You know, there was bitches walking around with like this, that shit that ain't sick. The two gay dudes in Vegas, Siegfried and the boy or whoever it was. Yeah. So don't let them fool you. That whole bullshit. They're just tossing bombs around in the caves and shit. The litter box is fucking some shit. You know, they just leave Ferraris and shit on the side of the road. It's crazy. All right. Well, I think that was a show full of bullshit.
Well, yeah, isn't it normally?
Yeah, just we get our little tidbits out. I try not to stay focused on too much of the shit that I used to because I'd like to have the show go without any glitches. So until we figure out how to get that algorithm going or whatever, I've been kind of swerving through the lines there. But Didi, you got anything coming up? You doing any shows anytime soon?
Oh, I'm gonna be at Crackpots tomorrow for the first time this year.
Yeah, I'm not.
I know.
Fuck yeah.
Other than that, I'm writing new shit. I'm just starting out again this year new.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I've been
writing. We just wrote one together pretty much. I threw the premise out and you threw one of an extra joke in for me.
Which one? With the cancer?
Yeah. The one where I was talking to my daughter.
Gotta watch the cancer jokes. I'm just telling you now, you gotta watch with the cancer jokes. Because I got one. It's a whole story. It's a true story. And they either love it or they fucking hate it, like stop a whole show, fucking hate it.
Dude, I don't give a shit if they like me or hate me anywhere. That's if I can get you to laugh once, I don't give a fuck what you do for the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's the whole point of what I do.
Where can they tell them where they can check you out and give them all your information and shit before we get up off here?
Are you talking to Greg or me?
Know where to find me.
No, I'm talking to fucking Greg, idiot. What the hell?
Jesus,
you dumbass.
Didi Smith Comedy on Instagram, Dan Smith on Facebook, and all over the fucking place, especially with this fucking idiot Marco.
All right, from all of us at Upside Down Studios, y'all have a happy new year. We'll see you next week. We're out.
Later.